want to introduce to you again, because we've had this pleasure before, Mark Wilson, CEO of Chime Solutions. Mark, we're thrilled to welcome you and Shelley back to our city for this exciting announcement. Mark?
Well, thank you, Mayor, and I think it would be an understatement if I said that we were excited about this new news. Our mission as a company is to try to leverage what we do as a business to benefit others, and those that, particularly those that have not gotten the benefit of being served, you know, professionally as others have. And so, you know, the fact that we can expand here to Charlotte is exciting to us, and we want to do all that we can to provide opportunities for folks to be upwardly mobile. We understand that that is something that's beneficial to Charlotte and to the citizens here, and our goal is to try to make an impact. Our goal is to try to make an impact and to do what we can to facilitate jobs and opportunities for the folks that work here. So thank you for welcoming us back, and the Charlotte community has been wonderful to us and been, you know, extremely supportive in helping us to do everything that we've wanted to do, you know, with respect to expansion here. So thank you again.
You know, Mark, I know you and Shelley have businesses located all across the country, but we're still waiting for you to choose Charlotte as a place to live and raise that grandbaby of yours. So, I also want to welcome Councilmember James Mitchell to join us in this conversation. Many of you know him as Smudgy. I like to call him Smudge when it's going well and Mr. Mitchell when it's not. But it's true that he has been about economic development and in our city for a very long time, and especially as we've kind of pivoted from the idea that jobs or any jobs would work for us to where we are actually concentrating on upward mobility and jobs that will make a difference for people that need opportunity in our city. I also want to welcome Teddy Mcdaniel. Teddy is CEO of the Urban League of Charlotte. We welcome him from Texas, and glad to have him here. When he came, I'm sure he wasn't quite sure what to expect in Charlotte, but I believe that the corporate sector and his Urban League board is strong. The planning that he has done, which is so strategic for our community, makes a real difference. So, Teddy, I want to say thank you for being here.
Thank you.
So today we're going to talk about the Chime Solutions expansion and what it means for our workforce. I failed to mention that Smudgy is the chair of our Workforce Development Council Committee, and he has a lot to do with this kind of effort. So, Smudgy, what do you think?
Mayor, thank you so much. Mark, congratulations, sir. Thank you for expanding here in our great city. And I have to say, Mayor, before we go, I have to thank the city staff. Before, when you chose to come to Charlotte, we were struggling to provide an incentive that we could give to you.
Sure.
And Fran West and Economic Development headed by Tracy Dotson, they came up with a great opportunity called the Opportunity Hiring Grant. So I'm pleased to announce you are the first recipient of the Opportunity Hiring Grant to a tune of let's say north of $100,000.
Sure.
But that grant, seriously though, will allow us, as the mayor and I have a challenge for upward mobility, to allow employees to get licensed, to work with CPCC, and we just think it's a great opportunity for you having taken a leap of faith with us, but in return we have a policy now in place that continue to grow in Charlotte.
Yeah, I appreciate that, and you're right. Fran and her team have just been fantastic in really trying to explore all opportunities that the city of Charlotte had to offer to help us to make the decision to expand here. And you know, the support is going to be passed down to our people, and you know, as you mentioned, the opportunities really centered around, you know, providing our folks a chance to be licensed insurance representatives and to provide service on behalf of the clients that we have. So I can't say enough about the support that we've gotten, and we're very appreciative of the grant.
So I'll chime in, no pun intended. A year ago, Mark, you and your staff and team came, and at the Urban League, we're always focused on helping clients, many that have multiple barriers, get to what we call livable wages. Yeah. And the mayor and of course city leaders have been focused on that. It's been really good working with you and your team, because we have been able to send folks your way that have not only gotten good jobs, but training. It's critical, and with this new announcement and what you've done so far, people are getting an opportunity for a credential. And it's important. These credentials are portable. And for those that may not have a college degree, and we call these credentials a stepping stone to a degree, but it's important to have that opportunity. You all are providing great training and really making an impact. And I'll also quickly say that there's a lot of pride in the community for having you and your company here. It means a lot for our clients and people around Charlotte to see people that look like them. And then the other piece of your mission that really helps your employees not only get good jobs, but things about housing and other things that you all have really done a great job of helping with. I say kudos, and we look forward to working with you more in the future.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much, Teddy. You know, again, the community here has just been so, you know, they've rolled out the red carpet for us to make the decision to move here. And it's all good because the beneficiaries of it are the people that work for us, that we're actually focused on trying to do, you know, the best that we can to get them to their full potential. You know, the thing that we know about the folks that we're, you know, seeking to hire is that there is a lot of hidden talent that's been overlooked in our community, actually in the country. You know, we're in these troubling times of late, and I think we're trying to do our part as a company by virtue of expansions like this to Charlotte, you know, to dispel a lot of the old legacy myths that surround people of color and their talent. We're actually disproving that we somehow are less talented.
That's right.
You know, Mark, in Charlotte, we often pride ourselves on public-private partnerships, but when we say that private, we also mean the many nonprofits like the Urban League, who hosted your very first job fair when you came into our city. What's so special and unique about this time and what you're doing is the Opportunity Hiring Grant allows for 50 people to come in, and they'll be funded by this grant so that they can get the training through the Urban League and Central Piedmont Community College to be certified, because these jobs are not call center jobs the way that they have in the past. So tell us a little bit about how you look at this level of position that you think that we can do this. You said people of color are often thought about as not having the skills, but here you are going an upskill for this group of 50 people. So tell us a little bit about how you see that.
Yeah, it's just a unique opportunity that our company's been afforded through our relationships with our clients, and in particular one client here, where they're looking for the next level of person to support them, and in that is the requirement for a license. And so we made the decision as a company that what we wanted to do is to invest in that, and we wanted to try to do that in partnership with Charlotte in this case, because we want to bring all the jobs here. And actually the total number of jobs that we have is 250. You know, and so while 50 will benefit through the help, we actually are going to, you know, provide opportunities for 250 people to go through the process. It's 8 weeks of training, and then you test and get your license, and then you're a full-time permanent person working on our team. It's just a chance again for us to show that there is talent in underserved communities, and we're going to do everything we can to make sure that comes to light.
So, Mayor, my phone is buzzing, and I know the reason why. People say, where can they go? What websites can they go to start applying? So, Teddy or Mark, can you share the website?
I will start. We will have on the Urban League website, which is urbanleaguecc.org, a dedicated place. We have a job board that features a lot of companies, but a dedicated place for people to sign up. Part of our role as a nonprofit is to get you all qualified individuals. And so that way we can help screen as well. But our website, and I'm sure, Mark, it'll be on yours. We've got a number of organizations that are going to help support to develop the pipeline for you all.
again, very supportive of that. For us, it's www.chimesolutions.com. All the information concerning these jobs is located there, as well as at the Urban League. And I know there are a number of city partnerships.
That's right.
Where
That's right.
Charlotte Works.
Works.
Charlotte Works especially.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and we encourage all of those folks that have an interest in, taking the next step and moving themselves, up the ladder professionally, that they, apply.
I also want to ask you about this, both you and Teddy, Mark, because we're in the middle of COVID-19. We have so many people that have been furloughed, who have thought that they were going to be able to be away for a few weeks, and now that's turned into more like few months.
Yeah.
And you're doing this expansion during the time of a pandemic, and you're still forging ahead. As a man of color, I know that it's not that easy sometimes to walk in and say to your investors, your bankers, I'm going to do an expansion, but you're doing this. So what advice would you give to others in this situation that have the opportunity to build even during as I would say, the worst of times?
Mayor Lyles, I so appreciate your question here, because it is a pride point for our company, what we've been able to accomplish during this pandemic. So we never really had a strategy of work from home. And so typically the folks that work for us are, entry level. And while we pride ourselves on paying a living wage, different than most that we compete with, it's still a job that doesn't lend itself to work from home. And so we set on a mission to try to figure out how it is that we could accomplish this for our people so that they didn't get impacted, by the effects of the pandemic. And so we were able to figure that out from a technology standpoint. And so over a 7 to 8 day period, and we have locations in Atlanta, we're headquartered in Atlanta, we also have a location in Dallas and here in Charlotte, we were able to move 90% of those folks that work for us in those 3 locations from the brick and mortar in-house seats that they had to their homes. So most of those folks are working at home. And so the answer to your question is that you just have to have the resolve, the resiliency to figure it out and to find opportunity in challenge. And that's what we did, and it's worked out so beneficially for our people. Everybody, and we've learned so much as a company during the whole time. I mean, we've changed so many processes and learned so much about each other and how we could do things better. I feel like we've been even more focused than what we ever were prior to the pandemic, and we got another layer of kind of upward mobility that we've introduced now. And so our goal in the future is to have folks, start in the office, and if they do well, then they can graduate and get a chance to, to work from home. The jobs that we're talking about here, the 250 positions, we're actually positioning them to start off at home because of the level of seniority that they will have and the level of, the professional level that they are within our company. We're going to provide them an opportunity to work from home. So it's just, trying to take advantage of the real opportunity that challenge brings.
The thing that I've heard is from most successful businesses or businesses that are continuing to be successful during this time is they put their people first, which is also what you have to do, Teddy, because you're providing the training, the recruitment, the opportunity, the screening for people. And I just wonder, in terms of your nonprofit work, how are you being resilient, and how much have you had to adjust because of the pandemic?
Well, the first couple of weeks we all paused, and then we just were forced to pivot. Right. And I'm glad Mark brought up technology. It's the way of life. And for most of our clients and staff, people of color are over-indexed in these phones, but under-indexed in jobs, in technology, in STEM, and those types of things. And so it's always a push for us. We've had to do different things and be creative. It takes vision. I'm proud to say that we adjusted and produced over 3,000 face shields at the Urban League. We've taken them to hospitals at Novant and Atrium, to C.W. Williams, to local organizations. We're producing them on site in partnership with another nonprofit and corporations. And so just like for-profits, we've had to adjust and teach our staff and clients that this is the way things are. COVID-19, as you well know, has exacerbated long-held disparities.
Yes.
And so we just have to remain focused, be safe. This is a health pandemic, but continue moving forward. And we got virtual job fairs. All our services are online. We've been doing that for a couple of months now, and it's the future of work, actually.
Yes.
New way to do things.
So I want you to know government isn't exempt from having to have a crisis plan and resiliency plans. And Councilmember Mitchell, as you were developing the small business plan that we have for our community, using the CARES funding, what were your objectives? What did you think was most important to achieve?
You know, Mayor, I think we heard loud and clear from our small business community having access to capital, helping us keep our doors open, keep our employees. And so we're proud to announce that $30 million access to capital will be available starting June 22nd. I have to give the mayor credit. She did a great job of breaking us down in task force. We had one for the airport, one for affordable housing, and one for small business. So thank you, Mayor, for allowing us once again to make those policies, but to make sure we hear from our small business community.
Well, I think that I'd like to say Smudgy's not being as I don't know, you should compliment yourself a little bit more. Keeping that touch with small businesses in the community, particularly those that have what we call our touch businesses, our barber shops, our beauty shops. I think that your vision kept that together for so many. We never lost sight of who we wanted to serve. Mark, just like you and Teddy, I'm proud to be here with three men of color that are positive, optimistic, resilient, and making a difference in our city. So with that, I think that I am going to say that we're coming to the end of an exciting announcement, 250 new jobs, the expansion of Chime, and the cooperation that we have with our Charlotte Works, the Urban League, and Central Piedmont. We want to say thank you for investing here. Thank you for the leadership that you provide to our community. We are going to continue to be your best workforce development partner ever.
That's right.
Dallas and Atlanta will have nothing on Charlotte. I want you to know that. I also want this community to know how important it is. We believe deeply that our city can be strong and resilient. And this is an example of how we are going to do that. So I think we're going to take some questions now. I hope that everyone will understand the importance and the value that you have by being a resident of this city. Thank you for sharing your time with us today. And thank you to Mark, Teddy, and Smudgy Mitchell for the work that they're doing for all of us.